Good morning, everyone. We're going to give Good morning, everyone. We're going to give a few minutes to wait the people to join the webinar. We're going to start in a couple of minutes, so we're going to wait. Well, oh, right now I think we're going to start right now. So, good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here today in another opportunity for a webinar. My name is Melissa Solares from ON. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm going to share with you the agenda for the webinar. First, we're going to start with the welcome words in charge of our country manager for Caribbean, Maria Mercedes Stevens. Then we're going to have the presentation of the topic, optimizing solar installation with SmartDesign 2.0, a tool for enhanced efficiency, in charge of our pre and post sales engineer, Rodrigo Garcia. After that, we're going to have a brief Q&A session, so please, you're welcome to write all your doubts in the chat. And then we're going to end with the closing words in charge of the team. So I welcome Maria Mercedes. Please, Maria Mercedes.
Okay, thank you very much, Melissa. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. It is a pleasure to have you with us today in our webinar on Smart Design, and we are thrilled to host this event and have the opportunity to connect with all of you. At Operadores Nacionales, we are always excited to provide platforms like this where we can share valuable insights, new trends, and innovative solutions with our customers. Through today's session, we encourage you to take full advantage of the knowledge and tools that will be shared. Our goal is to empower you with the latest information and ideas that can help you stay ahead in this fast-paced industry. Whether you're here to learn something new or to explore ways to improve your process, we hope this webinar will provide valuable takeaways. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to a productive and engaging session ahead. Thank you very much. So now we can give the word to Rodrigo, who is going to be our engineering in charge of the webinar. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I'm going to start by sharing my screen. Okay, so as Maria said, this webinar is to show you the Fusion Solar Smart Design 2.0. We'll be overseeing what can you do in Smart Design 2.0. So let's start. First, as you may know, Huawei created this platform for you to be able to design a residential solution or a CNI solution. It gives you a 3D view of the project. It gives you an automatic module layout generation, gives you automatic optimal electrical connections. It's a professional solution to benefit when in which you can benefit in when you're going to prepare a project in the future. So continuing with this, most of the designs for residential solutions are below 100 kilowatts. So Smart Design will help you with the photovoltaic solution. It will tell you if you need optimizers of you or if they are not necessary, if you want to install ESS. It gives you a general overview of how the project will be working. Then we have the commercial and industrial solution. These designs are for solutions that are less than 1.5 megawatts of installation of photovoltaic installation. As always, you can also add optimizers if needed and Luna 2000 ESS for the CNI solution, right? So depending on what you want to design, smart design will help you out overseeing each of these three steps: the PV the optimizers, and the ESS. For the microgrid, this is something that is still on development. Continue with this. One of the one of the good things of smart design is that it is high efficient. It gives you two options for fast design. That will be quick design, and that will be the standard design. The quick design, it will make a quick configuration. It will ask you a couple of key aspects of the project, and then there is the standard design. This will give this will be this this will help you to design the project step by step, starting from selecting in which grid the voltage of the grid will be working on. You will have also the automatic detection. It will automatically identify the building outlines. It will identify obstacles on the roof. And as I told you, it's an one-click automatic design. You can automatically select the PV module layout, the how will be the electrical design, which device the same program will recommend you, and well how the strings should be connected. Let's continue with this. Now, so once you start in the standard design, this will be the first page you're going to see in which you will be asked the project name, what is the address, then you will have to find it on a map, the exact address. Once you have it, like shown in the picture, you can select the weather station, the nearest weather station of the country. In this case, is Guatemala. Um, and then it will ask you the grid parameters. If you want to add a description, that's also available in case you want to add some notes in the design. Continuing with this, one of the advantages of the smart design is that it will ask you for the annual energy consumption of the project. For example, in this case, you can set up, let's say, for example, 100 kilowatt hour, and it will give you an average of monthly energy consumption in each month. So you can watch how does the house in this case behaves along all the year. Continue with this. This is the 3D modeling. You can see it in a 2D visualization or in a 3D one. In here, you will set up the roof. It will ask. You can also select if there are any trees in the installation. Also, you can in case there's, for example, an obstacle, you can set it up also, like shown in the photo. After that, this is the you will enter the module layout. You can select it automatically, and as you can see, you can select the manufacturer of the PV modules, what model of PV modules are you going to use between the options that are available in Smart Design. Then you can arrange the PV modules on the roof. That means in which direction they will be facing, how the space between, let's say, a wall, an obstacle. You can arrange all of that settings. And in this case, because it was an automatic layout, it will basically fill the roof with all with a lot of PV modules, but you can edit this. So let's continue to the electrical design. As you can see in here, the number of PV modules has decreased because of the design purposes. And on the right side, you will see which inverter you will be using, how many MPPTs are going to be used, if they're going to have optimizers connected, and how much will each string will generate for each inverter. In this case, as you can see, when doing the automatic design, SmartDesign selected two 10 KTLLC0 inverters for the installation. Continuing with this, we also have the economic cost settings. In here, you will be asked to, for example, um, select how much will be the cost for the O&M, how much will be the ESS price in case you're going to install an ESS, how much will be the PV system price. This has to be inserted manually. So once you have that done, you will be you can generate a report. In the report, you will be seeing what equipment is going to be used, how many PV modules are going to be used, how many optimizers, which type of um, inverters are going to be used, how will the system behave along the year in the installation. And this is like a quick overview of how everything you designed will be working um, in the project. So continuing with this, let me show you the smart design. So this is the main page of SmartDesign. How can you access? But first, you will need a Fusion Solar account. With the same Fusion Solar account you use for the monitoring system, you can use it for the SmartDesign. And as you can see, you have both questions: the standard design, the quick design for residential, and for CNI, you have standard design, quick design, and the capacity design. The capacity design helps you to calculate the ESS capacity and analyze its benefits. So let's take a look first to the residential solution. And as I told you, it will ask you for an address, it will ask you for a project name in here. Also the grid parameters. In this case, you can in this case, it will ask you if the grid works on 240 volts or in for 15 volts, 240 volts for 15 volts. In this case, I'll set it up for 240. You can also select the feed-in power upper limit in case there is any upper limit. So once you have done all of that, you will see the consumption page, as I told you. In case you will generate a model, you can import the data if needed. As you can see, for example, if I change the annual consumption to 80, for example, it will automatically create a monthly energy consumption, say, and you will see a graph in here giving you the overview of each month. You can also look at the daily energy consumption. Let's say if you want to watch the daytime, we can for the workday model, let's say morning and evening peaks, evening peaks at night, or a custom one. I'm going to set this on daytime. And for example, in weekend model, I could set it up at, for example, morning and evening peaks. And you can see how much you will see the percentage of consumption along the day, depending on how much energy consumption you selected in the first, like in the first annual energy consumption option. So once you have all of that, we will change to the 3D modeling. And as you can see, SmartDesign will take a snapshot of the building, of the house, of of the location you selected in the basic information. And for example, in case you want to add an extra tree, for example, you can come here and add it in here. If I change to the 3D view, as you can see, here's the tree. You can select it if it's a round tree, if it's a pyramidal. You can set the diameter, the scale, the height. Okay, this is, well, it will depend on how big is the tree, right? You can also delete it. And in here, as you can see, this box right here, it's an obstacle. So for example, if there was, let's say, another obstacle here in the roof, you can set it up here without any problems. And for the building, you can select if you can also see if there's a cardboard, if it's a cardboard, if there are going to be slopes, if it's flat, if it's cable, if it's Y shaped. You can also use this option to auto identify the ridge line, and you can calibrate the scaling, right? So once you have finished overseeing all the designs, for example, if there are too many trees in the project, if there are no trees, if there are any obstacles in the roof, once you have finished that, you can continue to the automatic layout. So in here, as you can see, I select the building one area one because that's the roof area. I selected on the previous page. And in here, in case I want to change the direction of the solar panels, as you can see, since it's done automatically, it will try to fool every solar panel it will try to install every solar panel that can be available in the roof. You can change the tilt, for example. Let me see if you can, for example, if I want like 12 degrees of tilt, you can select the column space, the row space. For example, I want the rows to be a little more farther from each other. So in this case, I don't want to have all of my roof with a PV module, so I can easily delete them without any problems. And as you can see below, it will tell you the total of PV modules, the DC power, and how many PV modules are going to be used for the design. You have some additional settings as the number of PV modules you want to install. Let's say if I only want 25, the value range, sorry, changes from 1 to 10. Let's say if I want to 1, let's say that will be for the array. Let's say in here there's only in each row you'll have one string of PV modules. If I change it to 2, it will change to 2 PV modules in the same row, for example. In this case, I don't want this. And say I want to change direction just so it's on par with the roof. Again, so you can also change the color if needed. And in here, as you can see, here's the manufacturer. There's Astro 5, Sontech, Shint, Longi, Ryzen Energy. There are a lot of options for you to choose on SmartDesign. And also different models. In this case, we're using a 530 watts solar panel. I can change it to a 540, for example, or a 435 in this case. To 530 as it was originally. Continue. Once you have finished the module layout, on your system. You can select in here the building 1, area 1. That will be your solar panels. And in here, as you can see, they show a red outline. That's because they are not connected. And then we can select a target oversizing, let's say 50%, total ESS capacity of 5 kilowatt hour. And then in the design scheme, we can select auto. We select OK. Give it a couple moments. And as you can see, there are it asks you to have 300 KTL LC0 in this case. It shows you that there are some PV modules that they are not connected. We change the oversizing again to 100%. Now every solar panel will be connected, and in here on the right side will tell you, okay, the first 10 KTL LC0 will have 2 MPPTs connected with 9 optimizers in the first MPPT, 8 optimizers in the second MPPT. Each of them will be generated in 4.77 kilowatts. The second inverter will tell you the same information, how much MPPT this. If you select them, you can see exactly which string is attached to the inverter. The same goes for this in different colors if you want to like overview which string is selected. You can also do all of this manually without any problems. You can always change to the 2D visualization of the project. We select next. Then we go to the part of the economy. As I told you, it will ask you the installation cost, price per watt, if you want to see the total device cost, if you want fixed price. This is in the currency of Guatemala. This will change depending on your account. And for example, you can edit this information. For example, if it's 50, if there are going to be 8 KTLC0, how many optimizers. It will tell you that when if you install a Luna 2000, you will have a power control module, a battery expansion module, and a communication device. In this case, will be the EMA. It adds it automatically, and you can change the electricity price settings. For example, the electricity purchase price, the electricity selling price, and the increase rate. So we continue with this. It will auto-generate a report. Let's give it a couple of minutes. So one is done. It will give you all the basic info. In here, you will see the description, the name of the project, etc. You can see you will have some images of how the system will look. It will give you devices. It will give you the information of the optimizer revenue, some of the economic benefits in this case, the energy management, how will be looking. For example, a 25-year energy yield increase with optimizers and the first year energy yield increase with optimizers. For example, in this case, it tells you that the energy yield will increase by a 6.22% in the first year of installation. And it gives you a comparison without optimizers and with optimizers installed. The consumption will tell you the self-consumption, the PV yield, and how much the consumption is during each month, basing on your consumption details. Here you will have an overview of the PV module layout, the electrical connection information, a system loss diagram, and the environmental benefits. And if you want to export the report, you can do it. You can share the report. You can export only electrical design, for example. This will be for the residential overview. Now, if we go back and we look at one of the CNI solutions, the same. It will ask you the project for a project name. It will ask you for an address, a weather station, the grid parameters. As you can see, you have different grid parameters more suited for CNI inverters. Now, in here, it will ask you some extra electricity prices, for example, the annual growth rate, the volumetric charge rate, monthly demand charge. And as you can see, it's the same. It basically stays the same. You can select the workday model for commercial daytime peak, and you can see it for double peaks, industrial continuous, double peaks, depending on the project you're designing, right? So as always, you will have the 3D modeling stays the same as in the residential solution. Module layout also, you can select how many PV modules would you want in this in the area. In this case, this was separated into between two areas. In area 2 is the place you want to install, for example, the PV modules. Continuing with this, and here you will also have the electrical design. Let's say if I select area 2, and here I have all the information which MPPTs are connected to a 30 KTLM3. That's the automatic inverter selected. Finally, you can enable the ESS in case you want to add an ESS battery. It will ask you if it's an air-cooled ESS cabinet, a container, a liquid-cooled ESS cabinet. If you want to use it for only maximum self-consumption plus time of use, self-consumption plus peak shaving, or if you want to use it for self-consumption, time of use, and peak shaving. Depending on what you're going to select, you can automatically design it. You have baseline, the PV system price, depending on what settings the cost settings will be. Once you finish inputting all that information, you will be able to see which ESS model will be installed, how many ESS models, and what will be the capacity of those ESS. Finally, once again, you will be asked for the economic aspects of this project for, let's say, a fixed price, a price per watt, total device cost. For example, the PV O&M costs, if there are any investments in the projects, or if there are any loans involved in the projects, if there are any government subsidies, for example, you can add them also. And finally, you'll have the report. Let's give it a moment for it to generate. It will take a couple of minutes since it's a CNI design. Okay, there we go. It's finishing loading. And the same as in the residential report, it will give you the information of how many inverters, if you are going to use optimizers or not, the electricity bill analysis, the monthly bill analysis. So always it will give you an overview of the energy management, for example, how much will be yield, what's the consumption, what will be the self-consumption, the power curve in each month, the daily energy consumption, the PV module layout, the electrical connections, same system loss diagram, and the first year environmental settings. So as always, you can export this report, share the report, export only the electrical design, depending on your needs. So that will be for the smart design webinar. Please let me know if you have any questions regarding the designs or
Thank
the
you, Rodrigo.
platform.
I'm joining you to the Q&A session. So please, if you have any doubts, write it on the chat so we can answer that. Well, Rodrigo can answer that. So we're going to give a few minutes.
Is the GPS updated frequently? From what I know, yes, it is updated. Um, it's from what I know, it's up to date at the moment. I don't know how often, to be honest, Huawei updates it, but from what I have seen, it's up to date.
So we have more minutes. So please, if you have any doubts, is the chance for you to write it. Oh, so it is right in the question. It says because in case of a newly constructed building and they will request panels to be installed and we won't be able to size the panel from using GPS. It's about the question before.
Okay, in that case, for a newly constructed building, it's difficult to say because it's Huawei the one that manages all of this like updating. Um, so it will depend. It will depend
Okay, we have another question. Is there an opportunity to have a trial using the software?
to have it. Um, to have a trail. Ah, okay, okay. Using the software. Just I believe that there is.
Okay, we're going to give just 1 or 2 more minutes. Also, if you don't have right now a question, but you want another, you have doubts during the, I don't know, the day,
Okay,
you can also write to Rodrigo. Rodrigo will let his email address so you can ask him directly the question, right? So please, Rodrigo, if you can write your email address, and we have
sure.
another one. Will the
Okay,
Sun 2000
330 KTL inverter will
330
be added.
KTL inverter be
Okay.
added?
From what I know, since the 330 KTL is mostly used for utility scale, Smart Design only works with residential and CNI solutions. So from the moment what I know, the biggest inverter that can be used in Smart Design is the 150 KTL. Um, and Huawei is still making preparations for the 150 KTL, to be honest. Um, but yeah, no, at the moment I don't have any information if the Sun 2000 330 KTL will be added.
Thanks. Um, well, if you can write your address, Rodrigo.
Sure.
So, any doubts, please, you can write directly to Rodrigo. There's a person that is writing, so we're going to wait.
Yeah.
I think we have another one. Um, no, it's the same.
Is there any way to change the time for the day for this? Yes. Yes. You should be able to change the time of use for the ESS depending on your needs. So I told you it will depend on well the aspects on this ESS once you configure it in the CNI tab for the standard design.
Okay, so now we don't have any more questions. Oh, we have another one. So we have to wait. Also, if you join the webinar late, just to let you know that the recording is going to be available. It's going to be sent in the email, and also we're going to share the presentation. So don't worry, you will have all the material in your email.
You can set the demand value for the ESS model.
Yeah.
Yes, from what I have seen, yes, you're able to set the demand value. So I told you it will give you different options for you to oversee, to set up, as always, depending on which model the smart design selects once you finishing inputting all the information.
Okay. So I think we're all set. And well, Rodrigo already shared his email address, so you can
Mhm.
write him. And you can write us, Maria Mercedes or the Owen team, and just reminding you all the information is going to be available for you soon. So I welcome Maria Mercedes to join us so we can give the closing words. Thanks all
Very much,
for
Melissa and
joining us.
Rodrigo.
And
Thank you very much,
we're ready.
everyone, for joining us today. We hope the information that Rodrigo provided you is very helpful. And also to let you know that soon I will be sending all the information of the other webinars that we will have. I think it's going to be on next year. Uh, so also we will send the link for you to see the video of the webinar. And if you have any other doubts regarding the webinar or the information that we presented, don't hesitate to send any email to Rodrigo or to myself. So thank you very much for your time and for joining us, and hope to see you soon.
Rodrigo, if you want to give the closing words too.
Sure. Thank you all for attending this webinar. I hope this helps you. Um Looking forward to use the smart design software that Huawei released. And please, if you have any questions, let me know on write to me on my email. And have a good day.
And well, thank you very much. As my teammates said, it's a pleasure to be here with you. And also, we're going to share a survey, so it's important for us that you fill it because it asks what topics you want to see, you want to know about. So just to take in mind that information, and we're going to share the all the material shared today soon. So see you in another chance. Thanks all. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye
Have a
all.
wonderful
Thank
day.
you. Goodbye.